Okay, for the second part of this video, I'm going to show you what the geometric mean represents in a picture. So visually, what does a geometric mean? If you have a right triangle and you draw the altitude to the hypotenuse, so you have two right angles here, you actually have three triangles you've come up with. We have the small triangle, medium triangle, and then the largest triangle going all the way around. All three of those triangles are similar to each other. They have the same angles and the ratios of the sides are the same. In another topic, we'll talk about that. But we're going to use this specific type of picture to use geometric means. Now, coming out of this largest angle here in the largest triangle, I'm just saying largest angle, the right angle in the largest triangle are the geometric means. We have one going this way. That's a geometric mean. This is a geometric mean. And the bottom side is a geometric mean. Okay. Well, what are they geometric means for? The one down the middle is a geometric mean between the two parts that it breaks up, between those two pieces, from here to here and from here to here. The one on the side, either side, let's say the bottom, this is a geometric mean between this piece right here next to it on the bottom, or on the opposite side there, and the whole thing. Okay, so it's kind of looks like that. In other words, if I take the length of this side here and I kind of rotate it kind of that way, it would spin up to about, I don't know, right here, just roughly estimating. The geometrically, it's longer than this piece from here to here and shorter, some kind of an average between those two parts. That's what it means by that's how it represents. And then on the other side, it works the same way. This is a geometric mean because it comes out of the right angle in the big triangle. The length of this is a geometric mean between this piece next to it and the whole thing. Not the piece next to it and the piece over here, but the whole thing. Okay? The piece next to it and the piece here came from that geometric mean in the middle. Okay, so we're going to use that to do these next couple problems. All right, so I'm looking at this picture. I know X, Y, and Z are the geometric means in the problem. Let's start with Y. I think that's the easiest, right off the middle. Y is a geometric mean, which means I'm going to put a kitty corner from itself, between the 4 and the 12. Okay, the two parts that it breaks up. So when I cross multiply, I get y squared is 48. And when I take the square root of 49 is 7, so it's just under that, so I'll say 6.9. Okay, so this is approximately 6.9 units long. All right, let's go on to, go to the X. X is a geometric mean. So I can put it diagonal from itself. Between the 4 and the whole thing, 16. When I cross multiply here, I get x squared is 64. That's pretty easy. So x is 8 units. That's about 8 units. That's exactly 8 units. And if I look at the last one, get rid of this. This is getting a little messy here. Let's find z. Z is a geometric mean between the piece next to it, the 12, and the whole thing. So when I cross multiply, I get z squared. That's 192. Take the square root, and it's approximately 13.9. All right. I'm going to move it right along here because I don't have a whole lot of time for YouTube for whatever reason. I keep these videos reasonably short, but this is going to be another long one. I'll just do one more problem here, even though I have two more set up here. I need to find W, X, and Z. In this situation, these are the three geometric means. Okay, so I'm going to have X diagonal from itself. I'm going to have 7 diagonal from itself. And I'm going to have Z diagonal from itself. Okay, where do I start? Well, I'm always going to start with the number. If I have numbers involved in this, that's where I'm going to start. So let's start with that 7. So I'll say 7 is the geometric mean Between what? Well, between the two parts. That splits up between the w and the 12. So in this case, I don't have to take the square root. I just write 12w is 49. And when I divide by 12, I get 4.1-ish. Okay. I'm really rounding here. Now, if I'm going to use this value, I really should have more decimal points. I don't have a whole lot here. I think I just have 4.08 is where I rounded my answer. But keep as many values in there as you can, decimal points. So if you have more, write them out, because you're going to use that in the next part to find x. For x is a geometric mean between w, which is 4.08, and the whole thing, 16.08. Okay, I would cross multiply, so I'm going to go x squared equals whatever this is, and then take the square root of that answer. Okay, so when I'm not going to actually multiply that out and get the answer, because that's going to be all in my calculator. So I'll just write the answer. Let me find it. 8.1-ish. Okay, so I'm just going to multiply 4.08 times 16.08, get my answer, and then take the square root of that answer to get 8. And then z is a geometric mean between the 12 that's right next to it and the whole thing, 16.08. Cross multiply, take the square root. Z is approximately 13.9. Same answer like we got before, I believe. That's pretty much it. I have another problem. I'm not going to take the time to go through it at this moment. I'll just show it to you. When you set this problem up, because the 15 is the geometric mean, it's the geometric mean between the w and the whole thing. This gets a little more complicated now because we have this. When we cross multiply here, I get w times the w plus 5 equals 225. When we distribute, because of the two different types of w's, we need to make it equal to 0 to solve. It's a quadratic equation. So bring that 225 to the left and make it negative. And then here, you could try to factor, but you're not going to have much luck. Just use quadratic formula, okay? And that's where I don't want to go into this right now. So if you're curious to how this works out or what the answer is, just ask me in class sometime, and I'll be happy to go through the rest of this problem with you. Once you get the w, the rest takes care of itself for the x and the y, but this is the tough part.